We start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if we refer to our analysis when the price was exactly within this move, we mentioned if we want to look for trade, we should get the correction, and this is what we get. Now the question is how deep this current correction can be, and how, I mean, complex can be, because right now we can look at 1 to 3. All right, now we want to see whether how we can trade it. Still, we can look for buy since we have a correction, but from now we need to know how high it can go. All right, and as we can see, based on 15 minutes, this is what we can look at. At least if we get any, if the price drop a bit more, any reversal from there, we can look for buy. By the way, first we start with higher time frame. We see what we have based on daily chart. May I move to monthly? Okay, as we explained in my last video, based on monthly, we don't have the history about this chart. Now the question is, we don't. I mean, where the price is right now is the highest price. Okay, that's why if we want to look for trade, we need to be quite careful. And even if we refer to the indicators, MACD doesn't show us anything. But the another one, what I have here, show us the divergence. Okay, and now the question is, what's the next? Based on daily chart, we have nothing. In this case, we move to forward chart. First of all, we want to check the indicators, what we have. If we refer to the indicators, make this show us the divergence and as well here. Okay, mostly, right, if you put these two in relative to each other, mostly we are not looking for the reversal. We're looking for correction for continuation, but the question is how deep this correction can be before we get the next move. Okay, now we move to 1 hour chart. As what we can see based on 1 hour chart, this is what we get. At least we have 1 to 3. That's why I mentioned if we get any reversal with a sharp move flag, we can trade it. And it depends where we get the trade. Either we get within this range or we wait for the breakout of the top. And if like above the top, we look for trade. For sure, if this one drop a bit more, it can give us better trade setup. By the way, right now, we want to see how we can look for trade. Either we get the trade setup within this correction. Now the question is how deep and how complex can be this correction, or we wait if the price continue from here. I mean, from what we have right now, any trade setup above that also we can look for trade. Or also having a trade above the top can be option, but it's really risky because easily price can tag and reverse or turn to more complex correction. Because as I explained based on forward chart, if we want the price to move higher, if we get a bigger correction, can give us a better confirmation. Just that simple I mentioned. All right, what I want to say that if you want to have a trade above the top, what we want the price tag and continue the price tag within 1 2 hours, if it's not moving, we shouldn't take out the trade. Again, it's really risky because easily price can tag and reverse even within first hour. Maybe we don't get the chance even to take out the trade. That's why the best things is either we wait to see how complex can be, we get the any trade set up within this range, or even if the price continue from here, if we get any trade with a sharp move flag, we take it. Or if we couldn't get any trade set up within this correction, we wait with the sharp move with the breakout of the top, and if like from there we look for buy. But right now we don't have any trade setup to look for. The only thing is we have the correction and we want to see. We're looking for buy. All right. By the way, again, we have a correction. We're looking for buy. The only thing is we should know any buy from now we consider as a short-term buy. As long as we get into the profit, we start to manage. But if this one turn to a more complex correction, can give us better trade setup, then maybe we don't need to consider as a short term. This is the reason why every time I point on, I mean, I highlight if this one turns to more complex correction, it can give us better trade setup. By the way, I don't need to explain much. The only thing is we're looking for, still we can look for buy. But the only from this correction, the only thing is we want to see how we can trade it. We just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.